The art studio is a wonderful place.
Art is that incredible tool, and we can't underestimate that power.
Communities for older people have arts activities, but this one, that's the overriding philosophy.
We're creative beings. It's about connecting to one another and creating opportunities for us to connect in meaningful ways.
I've seen art transform lives. I've seen people that are able to express themselves through creativity that never thought they could, that have found a voice, and that voice can empower them.
You only have one time around, and I think it's important to get as much out of life as possible, and that if you're involved some way with the arts, that enriches your life.
Creeping like snail unwillingly to school.
The Open Studio is a philosophy that relates to all creative endeavors, whether you're cooking, or if it's dance or music, painting, sculpture, poetry, writing. The Open Studio is a place where you can come in and truly express yourself. It's about building those relationships so that people feel comfortable to let their guard down and to start embracing that creativity.
I like painting. And if you watch over there, there is a tree. I painted there. I learned painting here. I learned sculpture here. I love it.
They want you to try yourself, do what you think. And there have been people that have done some incredible things just off the top of their heads without asking for help. And they've turned out wonderfully.
Anything that isn't a straight line is more complicated in stained glass. Being creative is one way of filling your life with something that's meaningful and satisfying.
When the studio is functioning at its best, it becomes woven into the fabric of a greater community. So it doesn't become a program that you can just simply offer on Tuesday. It becomes a way of thinking, it becomes a way of living, it becomes a way of communicating. It looks different to me. Yeah. Did you have maybe a little bit of a drink before you started on that one? No? No? This is really about engagement. This is about conversations. This is about community and community building and expanding the walls of that community. We did a paint pour, which was a tool to get people to think about how they can express themselves in a non-traditional fashion. So in this case, we were just pouring the paint into these great pools of color. And this was a very exciting moment for a lot of the residents.
It seemed to me it was between 40 and 50 people. Well, everybody was having a good time. I poured. It was wonderful. It was fun to do, but I was really pleased with the result. I thought it was terrific.
And then they've cut off the rough edges that had fallen off the borders, and they put two big pieces up behind our reception desk. We all think it looks lovely.
This is about learning every day. This is truly about letting the community lead where the art studio goes. The wonderful thing about aging is that you become a better artist.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts.
I never went unwillingly to school. I loved school. I was hardwired for teaching.
She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes.
You can feel that sense of community amongst the group, and sometimes there's spontaneous singing, and sometimes there's spontaneous just holding the neighbor's hand. Actually, we're not sure if there's any other activity in the world that fires up the entire brain as much as music does. So it's opening up ways for us to continue learning and feeling more vibrant and more creative.
Door blows open very dramatically, and you hear the wind, the Chinook wind blowing through. And it's a great moment in the opera. So here's another connection I made with the music. It's a different experience from composing. When you write a piece, it's not there till you hear it being performed, but it always has to exist in time. A painting is there. That's the big difference. In a way, that's what interested me, because of that total difference.
Let's forget about the limitations. To think that people stop being creative at a certain age is mind-boggling to me. Art is art, and it's my job to help dig down to your latent creativity and help you find it.
You're encouraged to find your own spirit and express it.
My loves are in the creative field. It's my way of expressing the challenges in my life.
There are so many talented people here. It's just growing. So now we have quite a few that paint, quite a few that love creating things.
Coming to a place like this, where there's so many options, so many things that you could do, well, it's just awesome.